is a galaxy. It's not our galaxy. Why? Yeah, most of us live in our galaxy. Yeah, except I won't say anything about Republicans. Anyway, this is not our galaxy. It's the Andromeda Galaxy, but it's the nearest large galaxy to our own, and it looks just like our galaxy. It's a spiral galaxy. Once you see one, you more or less see them all. But the reason I put it up there is less than 100 years ago, this was the universe. Our Milky Way galaxy was it. We knew of one galaxy in the universe. And 100 years later, we now know that there are over 100 billion galaxies in the universe. This is a Hubble Space Telescope picture. Every dot in this image, except for the one that twinkles up there at the edge, is a galaxy. 100 billion galaxies, each containing 100 billion stars. You heard the words in my friend Eric Idle's song, and he has yet to sue me for royalty rights. I play it, and he doesn't seem to mind. It's a wonderful song. But just think how much our picture of the universe has changed in 100 years. And that should put things in perspective. Imagine what it's going to be 100 years from now. And what's going to take us from here to there is the work of the people who are here tonight. And I find that incredibly exciting. And in fact, this Hubble Space Telescope picture has now been replaced by a James Webb Space Telescope picture, which has a lot more interesting stuff on it. You can see weird arcs and curves, and we may talk about those. But again, except for the things that are obvious stars, everything there is a galaxy. Now, I'll put the Hubble picture behind me. I want to just give you briefly a description of the mysteries that are happening in the universe right now, the mysteries we're trying to solve. The first thing is that everything visible in this picture, all the stars and all the galaxies, comprises less than 2%, less than 2% of all of the energy in the universe. I got so shocked I had to drop that. It still surprises me. We are the tip of a cosmic iceberg. You can get rid of us and everything we see, and the universe would be largely the same. So if you felt insignificant before, okay, but that means what is the rest of it? What we've learned is that we think, and we have really good evidence to think, that 5 to 6 times as much stuff is out there as meets the eye. It's called dark matter, not visible to telescopes. It exists in and around galaxies. And we have very good reasons to think that this stuff is made of something new, something that's totally different than the stuff that's in this room and makes up you and I, some new type of elementary particle. There are many reasons to suspect that, not least because we need such material to explain how galaxies could form. The universe is 13.8 billion years old, and that seems like a long time, but gravity is a very weak force, and it takes a long time to get things to collapse. And without dark matter, you can show that galaxies could not have formed by the present time. One of the many reasons we are so willing to make this giant leap to think that dark matter is some new type of elementary particle. But what makes it physics and not metaphysics is the fact that if it's really a new type of elementary particle, it's not just out there. It's in this room. It's going through your bodies as you listen to this or don't listen to this. And that means we can do experiments here on Earth to look for it. And those are being done. We haven't yet discovered it, but that's a possible threshold, a possible discovery that may happen, certainly within the next decade, perhaps. But far stranger still is the fact that all of that dark matter still doesn't add up to the total amount of stuff in the universe. Most of the energy in the universe resides in empty space. And the best thing about it is we don't understand it at all. We don't know why it exists. It's causing the expansion of the universe to speed up. And eventually, in 2 trillion years, it's likely that all the galaxies in this picture will have disappeared, because they'll now be moving away beyond our horizon, essentially receding from us faster than light. And the universe will look basically like there's just a single large galaxy, like it looked 100 years ago. And the interesting thing about this is that this stuff, which we don't understand, is going to determine the future of the universe. So it's a pretty important issue to try and understand where it came from. But there's another big mystery. At the heart of most galaxies are supermassive black holes, millions or billions of times the mass of the sun. And there's a chicken and egg question here. Did the first galaxies form by collapsing around black holes that had already formed? Or did the galaxies form and stars collapse to form black holes, and those black holes coalesce by collisions Remember that, because it'll become important later. And then eventually build up to form black holes. How can we know that? One way is to look back towards the beginning of time. Hold on to that thought, because we're going to be talking about that. That question is one of the most important to understand, not just the nature and formation of supermassive black holes, but our understanding of the formation of galaxies, and ultimately stars, and ultimately planets, and ultimately ourselves. So if we want to ask the question, why are we here? This is the question we have to answer. And then, one of the most amazing things, as I mentioned, is that our universe likely emerged after an unimaginable burst of expansion 13.8 billion years ago, called inflation by Alan Guth. And if this is the case, it's quite likely that our universe and even the laws of physics may not be unique, as we'll talk about. And it is. It's absolutely remarkable. And sometimes a little depressing, as we'll talk about. What makes all of this not just exciting to talk about, but exciting to be living at a time to talk about it during, is that every one of these cosmic mysteries may be resolved by present or future planned observatories and experiments, as we're going to talk about tonight. And that, I want to set the stage for the presentations that you're about to hear. So that's the beginning, and thank you for that. And I'm gonna now, yeah, you can follow. I want to turn. If we can go back to our panel. Oh, there we go. Well, John Mather's going to make the first presentation about JWST and other things. So, John, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Larry. So I assume you